everybody, welcome in, it's Nova here, Rock and Stone. We are here today with the very first video in the Comprehensive Gunner Guide series. We're going to be talking about the basics here today. I'm going to do a brief overview of what Gunner is good at, all the primaries, all the secondaries, the zipline launcher, the shields, and the armor suit special. So first off, what is Gunner good at? Gunner is very good at crowd control, area denial, ammo efficiency, and being what's known as the wall. We will talk more about the wall later when we discuss the shields. Gunner's primary and secondary weapons pair together very nicely to achieve the crowd control and area denial that the class is very good at. Your primary weapons, the minigun, the autocannon, and the hurricane, all have excellent crowd control potential. The minigun has a very high rate of fire. You can cut through the bugs pretty quickly with it. The autocannon has a lot of spread, which you would initially think is bad, but it's really not because of your ability to deal direct and area damage with your shots. You can spread the damage out quite a bit, especially in a densely populated crowd. And the hurricane is your most accurate longest range option because you can guide the rockets around. It's very easy to hit spitters and any of those other ceiling-dwelling enemies, so like leeches, menaces, all those sorts of things. It's very easy to hit them with it. And I love the hurricane because it resembles the Rhino from Ratchet and Clank, for any of you that are Ratchet fans out there. And your secondary weapons complement the primaries very well. I would argue the secondaries are more single-target oriented versus crowd control oriented. Looking at the Bulldog, that's a pretty prime example. With its 60 damage per shot base kit, no mods or overclocks at all, you can one-shot headshot grunts on any difficulty with it, which is pretty sweet. The burst pistol you can do something pretty similar with. It has a 3-round burst, 3 bullets, 21 damage each, so 63. That's pretty sweet. And the coil gun is a hit scan weapon. You can shoot basically anything, anywhere, and you can shoot through terrain to hit enemies as well, which I find pretty fun about the coil gun. Alright, the next thing we're going to touch on is the zip line launcher. This is Gunner's traversal tool. You only get a handful of these. They do have an angle and a length limit. That's not usually an issue though for most scenarios. You can use these in an offensive and defensive manner as well, instead of just traversal. You can sit on them above the ground and shoot enemies underneath you, around you on the walls. You do want to be careful though of any Mactera that might be in the area, any spitters or menaces that might be in the area. I've even gotten knocked off my zipline by rollers if they're going at the right angle and my zipline is in the right spot. So be aware of all of those types of enemies if you're going to use the ziplines in that manner. Alright, before we talk about the shields, I want to briefly touch on the armor suit special that Gunner has. It is explosion resistance. Your damage taken by explosions is cut in half. There are tons and tons of things that cause explosions in this game, including but not limited to the exploders, your exploding plants, and even people's grenades, for that matter. You can tank through a lot more than your non-gunner teammates can. The explosion resistance is very handy. It has saved me quite a number of times. Very valuable. Alright, last but not least, we gotta talk about the wall and Gunner's shields. There is so much utility with Gunner's shields. Most often, it is to protect yourself and your teammates from enemy fire. Even the base kit shield can fit your entire team in there, and you can shoot out from the shield. You are completely safe from damage from the vast majority of enemies. There's a couple things that can get through the shield though, like your rollers, so your shellbacks and your younglings can get through this. Any parasites on the map can get through this. And if you happen to be standing on top of any environmental hazards, then those can obviously get through the shield and hit you. But otherwise, for the most part, you are pretty safe inside of the shields. The main thing with these is the defensive power that you have with them, especially on hold the point and defense missions like your salvage operations, your escort duties, and your industrial sabotages. There are lots and lots of defensive requirements on those mission types. And even rezzing your teammates, this cannot be overstated. Rezzing your teammates while inside of the shields is absolutely critical. If you're somebody that likes to run field medic, this is even better because depending on how close your teammates are, you could potentially res more than one in the same shield duration. And then you got multiple people back up to shoot at the bugs again. Very, very nice. I used to run field medic quite a bit. And even if you're just needing to get to a resupply, throw a shield down, get the bugs away from it so that you and or your teammates can get some extra ammo to continue the fight. Like I said, lots and lots of utility. And it's not even limited to just the things that I mentioned. There are many, many others as well. It's a very good clutch. It can really make or break a mission, having a shield down at the right time. Alright everybody, hopefully you enjoyed this video. In future videos, I'm going to be going over all the primary and secondary weapons with builds. So I'm going to do some build guides. I've got the grenades in the works. I'm working on a perks tier list as well, and some tips for surviving Hazard 4 and Hazard 5. Other videos are possible as well. Catch you guys then.